did you go to school?
I did my undergraduate work at the University of New Hampshire. I got a master's degree at Florida State University and got my PhD at University of California at Santa Barbara.
And what do you specialize in?
Marine biology, and particularly in physiology and behavior of invertebrate animals, marine invertebrate animals.
So why did you like that field?
Well, I think what really turned me on to it was I took a summer course, the summer between my junior and senior years at New Hampshire, that involved a week-long field trip to the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia, which has the highest tides in the world, 50-foot difference between high and low tide. And that was a spectacular introduction to marine biology and marine life. And then I decided I wanted to go someplace where it was warmer, so I went to Florida State.
When did you start working at Wake?
In the fall of 1970.
45 years.
45 years ago, yes. 45.
What drew you to this place?
Well, it was a very odd set of circumstances. I had never heard of Wake Forest, and the only reason I knew anything about it was Florida State played Wake in football, and I went to the game, and that's where I heard the name. And when I was getting ready to finish up my PhD, for some unknown reason, I put Wake Forest on the list of places that my advisor might write some letters of recommendation to. And I got invited to interview at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton, Florida, and at the University of Maryland. So I came east to interview at those two places. And while I was at the University of Maryland, my wife called me from California and told me that my PhD advisor had called her and said that the chairman of the biology department at Wake Forest had called and was interested in interviewing me. And since I was already in Maryland, Wake just had to fly me down to Winston-Salem, and I interviewed. I liked the place, I liked the people, and I thought I might be here 2 or 3 years, and 45 years later, I'm still here. But it literally was a football game that influenced my whole career.
Being a marine biologist, what is your biggest venture you participated in during your time here at Wake?
Well, I've taken somewhere around 1,100 students on field trips to places like the Duke Marine Lab and to Baja, California, and to a marine lab in Jamaica, and even a marine lab in Wales. But 2 other colleagues and I took 65 Wake Forest undergraduates and a few other hangers-on on a 3-week expedition to the Galapagos Islands. And I would say that's probably the highlight. I mean, going to the Galapagos for a biologist is kind of like going to Mecca. I mean, you were walking on the same ground that Darwin wandered around on, and saw the same organisms and so on. So, I mean, that was a fantastic opportunity and a great experience for all the students as well.
So speaking more on academics, what has been your favorite course to teach?
I really enjoy teaching. Well, my 2 primary upper level courses are marine biology and one called invertebrate biology. And I enjoy teaching both, but I think probably the invertebrate course more. And the primary reason for that is that I teach it in 3 2-hour blocks in a laboratory during the week. So every class session is a combination of lecture and hands-on lab work and so on. And so I really get to know the students really well because we're working together, side by side most of the time. And I really enjoy teaching that course.
What courses are you teaching now?
Right now I'm teaching Biology 114, which is comparative physiology. It's one of the core courses in the biology curriculum, and I have 67 students at the moment.
And what is the typical day like for you?
Well, right now, since I'm about a month from being retired, it's not quite as hectic as it used to be. I teach this course. I see a lot of students. One of my main challenges at this point is cleaning out my office and packing up my stuff.
What was the typical day like for you when you were teaching full-time?
Well, it depended on the day, of course, but when I was teaching full-time, I was doing research as well as teaching, and I routinely had 2 or 3 undergraduates doing research in my lab, and over the years I've had 25 master's and PhD students that I've directed. And then there's committee work and all kinds of other stuff. So any one day, every day is different from the next, for the most part, for folks in an academic career.
What is your favorite part of the job?
Well, I really enjoy teaching, and I really enjoy interacting with students. And one of the advantages of being at Wake Forest is that we have not only the undergraduate program, but we have both a master in biology. We have a master's and a PhD program as well, so that we have graduate students as well as undergraduates, and so interacting with them across the whole spectrum is really, the primary reason that I'm doing what I'm doing.
What has been your biggest challenge here at Wake?
I would say probably the 6 years that I served as chairman of the department. Sometimes it was like herding cats, but it also was extremely pleasant and rewarding. For example, during my time as department chair, we hired Dr. Silver and Dr. Connor and Dr. Kern. And they, as well as the people we've hired since, certainly have strengthened the department and so on. So, but the chairman, being a chairman, department chair, is a challenge. You have to wear a bunch of different hats.
I guess, what was your biggest success?
Well, my biggest personal success, I think, was getting an award from the Southeastern Association of Biologists for teaching. It's called a Meritorious Teaching Award. And I was the first one in this department in 35 years that got that recognition in 2000. Well, the plaque is right here, 2006. The other major accomplishments, I guess, was that also while I was department chair, we added the new wing on Winston Hall, which was a major undertaking. And I was also the program director for an $800,000 grant that we got from the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, which allowed us to really revise the curriculum and add a number of other kinds of features to the biology program.
In the past 45 years, how has this place changed?
Dramatically. When I came here, it was a small, very regional, staunchly Baptist institution. It no longer is affiliated with the State Baptist Convention. It's about doubled in size in terms of undergraduate enrollment. The year I came, we added the PhD program in biology, and we were the first department on the Renova campus to have a PhD program. And our department has grown to 23 faculty, and the caliber of research and the quality of the faculty across the campus has improved substantially since I've been here. So I'm in a much stronger institution than it was when I first came, and it's almost as though I moved to a research nationally recognized university without having to move. So it's worked out extremely well.
And finally, what are your plans for retirement?
Well, I hope to enjoy my grandchildren. I've got a bunch of them. My wife and I have a place on the North Carolina coast on the Outer Banks, and we'll spend a good bit of time there. We plan to do some traveling, a good bit of traveling. I like to read, I like to do woodworking. Probably will do some volunteer work. I might even do some odd teaching here and there. We have an aquarium near our place on the coast that has popular courses of a popular nature for local folks and that kind of thing. So I might get involved in something like that. So, going to enjoy myself, I hope.